Happy Wednesday. It's Candace. We are in the third installment of You Are Epic, and I'm glad that you're here. If you're joining me for the first time, I highly encourage you to just scroll up and look at the first two parts of this series. But let's just dive right in. So, yesterday we talked about going big and having these really big plans because you're epic. And today I actually wanted to shift the other way because I realized that being epic is not always just about grandiose plans. It's definitely not about over exaggerating things. When we hear the word epic, we sometimes think that we have to exaggerate. And being epic is it's a mindset. It's a mindset that's really big and awesome and amazing. And at the heart of it, which is the third lesson of the You Are Epic series, is that being epic allows you to see everything in life as a miracle. Because that's epic. Being able to see even the most quote unquote mundane thing as a miracle. Because everything is a miracle. And so this is achieved by being mindful. We can't approach everything in life as a miracle until we're actually mindful of what life is actually showing us and bringing to us. And basically, mindfulness is staying aware of what the present moment is. It is hard to do. I struggle with it a lot. Because I'm very easily distracted. And so it is very easy for me to not stay present and stay aware of the present moment. But mindfulness is staying aware of the present moment. And it's directing your thoughts, all of your thoughts and your brain power to what's happening right now. Not what just happened or what's going to happen, but it's focusing all of your energy on what's happening right here. It's not multitasking. It's about doing one thing and being in that one thing and in that moment. And so it's a powerful way to realize just how miraculous and epic life actually is when you sit and you watch things happening. You realize how much we miss by not being aware. I was reading Mark Nepo's book. It's called Book of Awakening. Something else that I highly recommend. And in one of the daily devotionals, he suggested that you get a dry sponge, and pour just a few drops of water and watch the sponge, go from being really hard and coarse to kind of expanding, because it's a slow process. It doesn't happen right away. And just teaching you just to be aware of just how amazing even something like watching a sponge rise can be. And so we often have a really hard time doing this because the world around us is moving extremely fast. And with the help of technology, it is easy for us to just be doing a million things at one time and not even realize that we are. And so being mindful is even more challenging, but even more necessary now. But practicing mindfulness is the key to never ever forgetting your epic status. We forget how brilliant and amazing we are because we forget that us just breathing and living is epic. It's a miracle. And so the more you can be mindful, the more you can remind yourself of your greatness, because you are a miracle. You are. And you have to just remind yourself of that, because when life starts to get really tough and hectic, it's easy to forget that your life is a miracle. So that is lesson number 3 of being epic, is realize that you need to be mindful so that you don't forget just how epic everyday life is. So here's an exercise that I do when I start to feel like I am losing touch and not staying present. The first thing is just to sit still for 3 minutes. I did a minute at first because 3 minutes was too long. And when I mean sit still, I mean no phone, no distraction. Like you're literally sitting in the middle of your floor, not moving. So I did 60 seconds and it felt like 5 hours, but sit still. That helps you to really be mindful of your body. You get to be real mindful of your breathing, of your heartbeat, of like aches and pains in your body, and you just learn to be very aware, because when you're ripping and running, you're not aware of that, right? After you do it, take note of how it was. If it felt difficult, if it felt hard, what you noticed. Really write down what you noticed that maybe you wouldn't have noticed if you hadn't have sat still. I recommend doing that a few times a week. Just pause and see what you notice. Another thing that I like to do is wash dishes and only think about washing dishes. It's easy when I'm washing dishes not to be mindful, because I start to think about the bills I gotta pay and this and that. But I remember reading, I can't remember the book, but they in the book they said, you know, being mindful of everything. And so being mindful of the bubbles and the suds, and being mindful of washing the dish, and literally in your brain only think about washing dishes. It's hard as hell, y'all, but it's worth it. And it just teaches you that everything is a miracle. Everything is so amazing that even washing dishes can be an epic activity, and it gives you loads of gratitude for the life that you're living. So tell me how that goes for you. I would love to hear from you. You can follow me on Twitter, and or you can email me. All that information is right on the side of the site. Actually, it should be to the left or the right of this video. But thanks again for joining me, and be mindful today, and let me know how it goes. All right, bye.